I'm 34F, kicking my son out at age 17. I tried posting this elsewhere, but it got deleted. This is a throwaway. I know I already sound awful from the title, but this is where I'm at. Sorry if this post is all over the place with names, my mind's racing. Some background: I got pregnant with my son, Cole, when I was in high school. His father, Sam, and I were high school sweethearts, but like most young relationships, it didn't last. However, I love my son with all my heart, and I cannot imagine life without him. With the amazing help of our families, Sam and I were able to attend community college together and keep cold. After graduation, Sam moved to another state for work, and I stayed close to home with Cole. Flash forward a few years, and I meet the love of my life. We are now happily married, living in a nice house with Cole and our 6-year-old daughter, Lucy. Sam still lives in another state. He and I have a cordial arrangement, but Cole lives with me permanently. My husband loves him as his own. On to the dilemma now. About a year ago, Cole started getting into some trouble. I watched my sweet boy, who was always my best friend and #1 fan, become someone I didn't even recognize. I felt helpless, and it broke my heart. Cole began hanging out with a bad crowd. He started skipping school, drinking and doing drugs, shoplifting, trespassing, etc. He comes home in the middle of the night reeking of booze and weed. He has violent outbursts of anger where he screams at us, throws things, punches the wall, etc. He got physical with my husband one night, and even took a swing at him. Sam, my husband, and I have tried everything we can think of to get him back on track. Strict curfews, endless meetings with teachers and counselors, individual/family therapy, and more. A little while ago, Sam took some time off work to stay near us for a few weeks and be with Cole. This seemed to make things slightly better, until it all hit the fan one night. Long story short, Cole and Sam got into a horrific fight where Cole confessed that he saw my husband as his real father. After this, Sam went back home. Things escalated, and Cole's violent episodes became more and more frequent and intense. I can tell how his behavior is affecting Lucy. I know Cole would never hurt her, but she is terrified of him. She worries for him, she cries during his outbursts, she has nightmares. My husband and I had a serious and emotional talk with Cole where we told him that if he didn't clean up his act, he would have to leave and move in with Sam. Sam previously agreed to this. Cole promised he would do better, and he did. For a few weeks. Soon after, Cole came home in the middle of the night, absolutely blitzed. I was waiting up, and I screamed at him when he got inside. He screamed back and pushed me hard into the wall. I fell. I sobbed on the floor and watched him strut up to his room with no remorse. I struggled with telling my husband about this, but I knew I couldn't hide it. He told me that we had to do something. He loves Cole, but he doesn't want Lucy growing up thinking that this is acceptable behavior. We've made arrangements for Cole to move in with his father after the holidays. Cole has been saying the most heart-shattering things to me. I'm betraying him by shipping him off to a deadbeat dad. I don't consider Sam a deadbeat at all. I'm choosing a new family over him, I'm taking him away from his life and friends, etc. This has been absolutely killing me. I've been sick to my stomach, I haven't slept, and my marriage is now hanging on by a thread because I don't want Cole to leave. I might be awful for taking my son away from the life he knows, but I feel out of options. I think that I've completely failed Cole. I love my son, and I want him in my life. But where do I draw the line? First of all, you have not failed your son. A failure is you not caring and doing nothing about it. You are doing what you can and there is no 100% correct path here. I had a cousin go through something very similar to Cole. He was on every type of drug, heroin, PCP, cocaine, etc. imaginable, would disappear for days without telling anyone, come home on drugs. He had a bad set of friends. However, he was never physical with anyone. His family staged an intervention. For him, it worked. They did not send him to a facility to detox. You should definitely consider this though instead of shipping him to his bio dad, as they took care of him as he went through withdrawal. That was hell when they told me about it. He is now married with 4 kids and in a very stable job. You have no choice at this point. Tough love is required. He can emotionally manipulate you all he wants, but you just need to stand your ground. I know it will tear you up, but it must be done. The physicality is worrisome, but you have no choice at this point but to take action. Good luck. You did the best you could in a bad situation. Sam seems to love him and want the best for him, so I wouldn't worry. You can't keep him in your house anymore and expose your daughter to that kind of behavior. At least you're not kicking him out to the streets to learn the hard way. He will probably hate you at first, but with time he will realize he needed it and that you only did it because you love him. I appreciate the reply. It will break my heart if he hates me. I just want what is best for everyone. But I feel I am letting Cole down in the process. Thank you. You did the right thing. You made sure he has a home to stay in, and that he's no longer seeing his friends given they're a toxic influence on him. Also, have you considered getting him therapy? Rebellious behavior in teenagers might signify a much deeper psychological issue he might have. It would be good to find out what's happening in his brain if he's acting this way. His parents are trying mightily, but he'll quickly find those kind of friends at Sam's. The boy needs help with his addiction. Wow. Reading this gives me flashbacks to my brother-in-law. You are not failing him, you are making a logical move to get him out of an environment that has become toxic for him. His friends are not helping and there is something else going on at home with you as well. Having him go live with his dad and having the ability to bond is key. Also, make sure he is signed up for rehab/substance abuse program. He sounds like he needs it. I would also venture to say individual therapy for him and family sessions for all of you. There is something below the surface that is driving this. I understand needing to have a safe home environment for you and your family. A change in environment could be good for him as it will get him away from the patterns and bad crowd, though if Sam isn't equipped to handle him or if he seeks out the drugs/alcohol/people there, he could go deeper into addiction, so be aware of that. The drugs and alcohol are coping mechanisms. Have a heart-to-heart talk with your son and make sure he knows you love him. How much therapy has he had? Family therapy for this could be good. Individual therapy for you could also be really beneficial. It is easy to focus on someone else as the issue and not look at ourselves. Be really honest with yourself. Face the fear that it is your fault and the guilt about part of you wanting him to be gone because he has changed and is causing so much stress. We cannot control someone else's actions, though we can heal ourselves so fully that it spills out onto them. Going through a divorce, wife wants me to pay for a new bathroom. We have mediation, financial and childcare, about who keeps the house in a fortnight. A week after I paid for a new kitchen, she served a solicitor's letter on me for a divorce. There's a leak in the shower, so now she has asked for a new bathroom to be fitted. Days before we decide who owns the house. The shower still works, there's just a small drip. Bath is fine, sink is fine, etc. If I get the house, I probably will fit a new bathroom. If not, then it's her problem. I need some reassurance, I haven't gone mental. This isn't a reasonable thing to ask, is it? The nanosecond she filed divorce papers, all monetary transactions should go through your solicitor. You need to get your mind right on this. Your marriage is now a failed business deal. She is not looking out for your best interest. You don't need to be reasonable, you need to be practical. Don't. When papers are served, everything goes on hold. Whoever gets the house can fix rest of stuff or live with leaky faucets. She's just trying to get everything fixed in-house and get the house in perfect condition, remodeled with your money. That's a ridiculous request. I wouldn't pay for anything more. No, that's a really stupid request. Petty if you ask me. Don't put another cent into that house until you know it's yours. Agreed, the bathroom is dated. I don't want to spend money on it, if I get it refitted anyway. Regardless, it is either her problem or my problem. And if it is expensive, another reason for her to take the equity money in lieu of the house. Her timing strongly suggests that she expects to keep the house. She's milking you for money. Don't spend another dime on property that may not be yours next month. My 25F, boyfriend 26 meters, family think I am stuck up because I was not thrilled that they chose a shady kebab place for their reunion. So this happened a few weeks ago, but it still bugs me. My boyfriend and I have been dating for a little over 2 years now. We met abroad, studied in Spain together and then moved back to my home country. He is not close to his family after his mom abandoned him when she met her new husband and his kids. His dad has not really been in the picture for the last years. They maybe talked on the phone once or twice a year. After we moved back to my hometown, he contacted his parents to let them know our new address. His dad seemed really interested and the two of them started talking more frequently every few weeks. My boyfriend seemed really happy with that and I was excited for him. His dad lives about a 3-hour car ride away, in a different country. We live in Europe, and we made plans to meet for dinner in early November. COVID was not as bad back then and everything was open. His dad and his girlfriend came to our place. We showed them our new apartment and had plans to go out to our favorite restaurant in town. My BF was super nervous but really excited to build a better relationship with his dad. At first, it was a bit weird and no one really knew what to say, but I figured that was normal after not seeing each other for about 10 years. When we headed out for dinner, we drove by a super dirty kebab place where all the homeless people lurk around to get cheap beers and drugs. I walked in this place before when I really had to pee, and this was the only place that was open. This restaurant is dirty, the ceiling is covered in mold and it stinks. No was I was gonna eat there. I am actually surprised that this place is still open. Dad's GF pointed out this place and suggested to have dinner there instead of the restaurant we picked because she was born in Turkey and enjoys Turkish food. I said that I haven't really heard good things about the food that they serve and that the place is filthy. His dad then said something along the lines of, "Shouldn't the guests have a say in the restaurant choice?" I agreed but explained that the restaurant we chose serves regional, traditional food, the staff is really and the restaurant interior is really cozy and well loved by many locals. I explained that we just thought they might wanna try some food that they can't easily get at home. There are plenty kebab places where they live. I personally have been in their town before. Don't get me wrong, Turkish food is super delicious and we order it quite often. This specific place, however, is just disgusting and I thought isn't really a good atmosphere for a family reunion. My BF didn't say anything and his dad just turned the car and parked in front of the filthy kebab place. The place had glass doors so you can see inside. I hesitated for a minute and we were just awkwardly standing in the cold. I said that if they changed their minds, we could still make it for our reservation to the nice restaurant. His dad then went inside and sat down at one of the tables. His GF followed him. My BF and I waited a minute because he seemed to be mad at me for fighting with his dad. I apologized to him and ensured him that it was not my intention to fight, I just wanted to make them aware of the poor hygiene and quality of the place they chose. My BF let me stand there, went inside and I followed him a few seconds later. The food was terrible, it was cold and greasy and my salad leaves were already moldy on some ends, the cheap plastic tablecloth had burn marks and holes and my arm kept getting stuck to it because it was so sticky. The three of them pretended that the food was super good and the dad's GF said that it tastes just like home. I really hope for her that it doesn't. His dad then asked me how I liked the food and I just said that it wasn't my favorite but that I was glad that they enjoyed it. The dad then laughed and said something in their language that I cannot fully understand. But I did get the part where he said that I apparently thought that I was too good for them. I didn't say anything else all night. A day later, after they had left, the dad called my BF to tell him his opinion about me and that they didn't expect my BF to be with such a stuck-up snob. Dude, I am really not a snob. I just wanted my boyfriend to have a fun reunion with his dad. My BF said that he doesn't care about his dad's opinion but I do. Want them to have a good relationship and one day, this man will be the grandfather to our children. My BF also seems a bit more distant ever since but he says nothing changed. Did I cross any boundaries without realizing? TL, Dr. BF is distant to me after his dad said that I was stuck up.